Welcome to this session of learning, e-learning. As you all know, due to COVID-19, we are stuck at our home, and for that, to ensure that the learning is going on, we have switched on to e-learning. As a part of that, here also I am going to take one class on the chapter agriculture, which is meant for the students of class 10th. Now, the question comes, what is the meaning of the word agriculture? Because you are learning this term agriculture right from your lower class. Okay, so what is the meaning of the word agriculture? Definitely you will say that it is the art of doing cultivation. Yes, 100% it is correct. So generally what we do is, it is a Latin word, agri, that means field. Culture means practice. So it is a practice done in the field. That's what we say, cultivation. So the art of doing cultivation is called as agriculture. Okay. So in this chapter, we will be learning more about Indian agriculture. Okay. About the types and the various crops grown here, and what problems are faced by the farmers, then how globalization has made its impact on agriculture. So these topics we will be discussing in this chapter. So let us start with the types of agriculture. So if you see that this agriculture is classified into different types. Basically it is of two types. One is called as a subsistence and another one is called as the commercial. Correct? Now again, this subsistence is divided into primitive subsistence farming and intensive subsistence farming. Okay. Then this commercial farming, under that comes the plantation. Plantation is also coming under the commercial farming. Okay. So let us see the first one, that is the subsistence farming. Okay. So subsistence farming, in that one is called as the primitive subsistence farming. Okay, and it is otherwise called as slash and burn agriculture. Okay, that way also it is known. It is a primitive subsistence farming. So what is the speciality? The speciality is, it is mainly practiced by tribals in hilly areas or forest area, we can say. Okay, so what they generally do is, they will clear a patch of forest. They will clear it. First they will clear it. Then they will burn, and when it is burned, ash will be lying there, and finally they will do cultivation. Okay, and even they are not plowing the ground, they will make holes and they will put the seed, and again it will be covered, and they depend on rain for water because they don't have any other facility, and finally the crop is grown. Okay, but the yield will be very less, no doubt in that. Another problem of this agriculture is, once the fertility of the soil is over, they will leave that place. They will abandon that place, and a new area is cleared, and there again they will do all this process, and finally they will do agriculture. Okay, but generally it was considered as eco-friendly only in the earlier days, because the tribals, what they say is, they will give time for the forest to regrow. But nowadays it is highly restricted, and we are not entertaining the tribals to go for this farming. Okay, then this is actually the name differently at different places. So it is called as zooming in, what is say, in northeast it is called as zooming. Okay, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, all it is called as zooming. Then in Madhya Pradesh it is called as Beva Dhania. Then in Andhra Pradesh it is called as Podu or Penda. Okay, like that it is named differently. In Western Ghats it is called as Kumari. Again in Chhattisgarh and Bastar district of Chhattisgarh it is called as Deepa. Even in Andaman Nicobar also they are calling as Deepa. Okay, so like that, all are same, named differently, all are shifting cultivation. So this is about what we say, shifting agriculture, and it is practiced in mostly in forest areas, hilly areas and all. Okay. Then even in other parts of the world also it is practiced, and it is called as milpa in Mexico. Okay, then it is called as Conoco in Venezuela. So like that, everywhere it is there. Not only in our country, all over the world it is there. It is practiced by the tribals. Okay, and that is called as slash and burn agriculture. Then we see the next one. Next type of farming. What is that? It is called as subsistence farming. Okay, that is intensive subsistence farming. Okay. Okay, this intensive subsistence farming is a special type. Mostly it is seen in areas where the population is very high. Okay, and there people are more in number, and generally it will be a fertile area, plains and all. And finally, what happens? They go for agriculture, and most of the work is done with the hand. Okay, and family members and few laborers will be there, and they will go for that work, and only family members and laborers will be there, and most of the work is done with hand. Weeding, then plowing, sowing, weeding, harvesting, everything is done like that. Okay, and that is there, and it is practiced, and the production of food grains and all, mostly paddy and wheat and all is seen in these areas, and it is providing food grains to maximum people. Not only that, it is practiced in the northern plains of India. Okay, and it is also most commonly seen practice of farming. Okay, then comes next one, that is commercial farming. So commercial means, the meaning is to earn profit. Okay, so generally in case of subsistence farming, the land holdings are small. Each farmer will have a small land, and he cannot use machine and all, even proper spacing is not there. So they are not using machines. But in case of extensive agriculture, or what we say commercial farming, machines are used. Why? You can see the size of the land. It is a big area, correct? So very easily machines can run. You can see the harvester is there, then collector, that is thresher and all, like that all the machines are running parallel, and the production is very high. They do all the modern methods. They use fertilizers. They use many other things, and finally what we see is we are able to see that this farming is having more number of things. Okay, I'll just show you one clipping of this extensive farming. Okay, you can just go see that how the extensive farming is done there. Okay, see, the tractor is moving and everything is done with machine. Every equipments are there. You can see here. See, other is just processing everything. Seeds are put into the sower. Okay, like that it goes. Okay, then you can see everything is done with machine. Very easily they are doing. Okay, so like that it goes. See, very easily things are being done. Okay, and that's why what we find is the production is also very high, and it is generally practiced in America and all. It is very common. In our country, we find this commercial farming in Punjab, Haryana and all, and they are well advanced, and what they are doing, they are selling it and earning profit, no doubt in that. Okay, then comes plantations. Okay, so these plantations, it is another type of agriculture. It is a big area will be there, and the speciality is only one crop will be there. If it is tea plantation, only tea will be there. If it is rubber plantation, only rubber will be there. So like that, we find the tea plantations are there, good number of workers will be there. Then a huge amount of money is invested, and they use all the precautionary measures and all. Then plucking of leaves for in case of tea plantation, good number of people are employed. They want skilled and cheap labor, and like that it is there. And we have so many types of plantations in our country. Rubber plantations are there, tea plantations are there, coffee plantations are there. So like that, so many plantations, and this is also one of the important area where the crops are produced. Okay, so that is the plantation which comes under the commercial farming. Then comes season. We are lucky to have seasons. Okay, we are having cropping seasons. One is called as Rabi season. Okay, Rabi crop. So it is actually winter crop. Winter crop. So grown in areas where the winter season or the temperature is low. So generally it is confined to North India. Okay, and it requires less rainfall, it requires less temperature, and this crop is grown, this season is seen in the North India. South India we don't have Rabi season. Why? Because we don't have winter season. Then the second one is Kharif crop. Kharif crop. Okay, so this Kharif crop is summer crop. Okay, it is summer crop grown during summer season. So what is required? More rainfall, more temperature is required, then only the plants can grow. And here what the main crop what we have is rice. Okay, rice, maize and all comes under this crop, and it is seen almost all over the country. This Kharif crop is grown all over the country, even Jammu Kashmir also, when during summer season, because the entire country is having a very hot season. So it is also there in all over the country. Okay, then regarding rainfall, temperature already I told, and these two seasons are there. Then we are lucky, even we can classify our cropping pattern into seasons. But in some countries like European countries which is very cold, they can't have cultivation throughout the year. During winter season it is stopped. Why? Because it will be covered with snow. But we are lucky to have what? Such a long growing season. So we are categorizing it into different seasons. So one more is there, that is called as Sage. Okay, Sage season. So in between Rabi season and Kharif season. Okay, timing is there. So the Kharif starts in the month of June and Rabi ends by the month of March. So between March and June there is a gap, and that time it is dry, water scarcity is there. But in some places with some light irrigation and all, or the areas which get some light rainfall, monsoon, pre-monsoon showers, there we go for sage cultivation. And not everywhere, few places only, wherever possible it is being done. And generally cucumber, like that, some fruits and all is produced, and it is being also grown. Okay, so this is the three seasons in our country. One is the Rabi, second one is the Kharif, and the third one is the Said. Okay, so these are the seasons which we see in our country. Okay, then comes, let us come to the crops. One by one we will be discussing about the crops in India. So first one is rice. So we all know these rice plots, you can see small plots. This is our country main, and here what we find, the size of the plots are very less. So you can see it is fragmented into small pieces. Now this rice, what are the climatic conditions required for rice? Let us see. So first one, Okay, so rice. First one is the staple food, you know. It is a kharif crop. Earlier I told why it is called as kharif crop. Because it is grown during summer season. Correct. Then, so it is a kharif crop. How much temperature is required? It requires a temperature of 25 degree centigrade. Correct. Then rainfall of about more than 100 centimeters. So those areas where the rainfall is sufficient, temperature is high, it is grown. And other areas also with irrigation it is possible and it is done. Then what we find? It is grown in the northeastern states, coast areas of Punjab, Haryana. Like that you can see the map. Punjab, even Punjab which is not having much rainfall, we find rice is grown and the best quality rice is produced from Punjab. Okay, basmati what we say. Then you can see the producing states. Okay, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, these are the major producers. Top 10 states are shown, but other states are also producing rice. As I told you, in Jammu Kashmir also terrace farming they are doing and cultivating rice during summer season. Okay, so in case of rice, it is grown all over the country. Clear? Now let us come to the next one, that is wheat. So in South India, we don't have wheat cultivation. It is confined only to North India. Why? Let us see. The climatic condition will give the answer. Okay. So first one is, it meets a temperature between 15 to 25 degree. 15 degree at the time of sowing, 25 degree at the time of ripening. Okay. So that condition is required. So this 15 degree, that is more important. So in North India only that condition is achieved. In South India we don't have any place having temperature below 15 degree, but in hilly areas it is there, some hill stations, but there we cannot grow wheat. Okay, then as I told you, it is a rabi crop grown during winter season, and it is there confined to North India, not to South India. Okay, then rainfall between 50 to 75 centimeters, 50 to 75. That means high rainfall is not required, because stagnant water for rice it is required, but for wheat no need. Okay, then major growing areas, you know, our India, Punjab and Haryana are these two these two areas they are so you can see 50 to 75 centimeters, and I told Punjab, Haryana, I was telling these two states are the major producers of wheat, and we are getting wheat from these two states, no doubt in that. Then other areas are also there, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Rajasthan. You can see the map. You can see the map. This is the wheat producing area in our country. South India is completely blank. Why? Because we don't have the temperature and rainfall condition, okay, but temperature condition is not fulfilling for the growth of wheat. Okay, then comes millets. This millets, it is also called as coarse grain. Okay, and this coarse grain, what we see, this coarse grain, it is the name for millets. Okay, that is one thing. Then three crops are coming under it: jowar, bajra, and ragi. Okay, these are the three crops which are together called as millets. Sometimes CBSE may ask, write the climatic conditions required for the growth of millets. So immediately you have to write about jowar, bajra, and ragi. Okay, now let us see first one. It is generally a coarse crop and dry. It is grown in dry area only. Okay, a place where the rainfall is moderate and less also in some cases. So it requires less rainfall. That's what it is. Now this jowar is a rain-fed crop. That means light rainfall is required. Some slight moisture is required. That's why it is done. And then Maharashtra is the leading producer. Jowar and all, the people in Maharashtra, they consume it by making some items with converting it into flour and then using it for making certain things. Okay, Maharashtra is the leading producer, then Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and all are there. Then Bajra is the second one. It grows in sandy soil and black soil. Okay, these two soils are better. And here in Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Gujarat and Haryana, we find it is more, and Rajasthan is the leading producer because it is a dry crop and dry area, it is there. Okay, then another thing what we see is Ragi. What is this Ragi? It is in Karnataka, and our people use this Ragi and they consume it as a item in breakfast. Okay, so it is highly nutritious also, very much nutritious, and it is used as a food crop, no doubt in that. Okay, so Karnataka is a very dry region, that means it requires very less water. Okay, slight rainfall is enough, slight moisture is enough. Okay, and it is like seen in the dry areas, red soil, black soil, the variety of soils it will grow, no problem. And this Karnataka, as I told you, is the largest producer. Then Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim and all, they are also producing, but only the thing is the rainfall is less in those areas. Okay, so that is about the thing. Then next, let us come to next food grain, that is maize. Okay, so this maize, it requires little bit high temperature, 21 to 27 degree centigrade, no doubt in that. Then what is the use? It is grows in alluvial soil. Okay, that is there. Now this maize has a speciality. What is that? It can be used both as food crop as well as fodder. Fodder, what is the meaning of the word fodder? Fodder means animal food. Okay, it is used as the animal food. In America, USA and all, what they do? They give this maize to their cattle. Okay, in cattle farm, it is given as the food to the farm animals. So they are converting the wheat into flesh or meat, what we say. Okay, so that way also it is important, and it is used as a food crop also, no doubt in that. Okay, it is used as food crop. Okay, then fodder crop also. So that is another importance. Kharif crop, as I told you, because it requires more temperature, so it comes under the Kharif crop. Then nowadays some support is given like rice and wheat. The maize is also given the package technology for that, also it is being introduced, and some changes are there. Producing states, can say Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and all, they are producers of wheat. Can see Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. These are some of the states which are producing pulses. Okay, you know pulses. If you go to the shop, you ask the shopkeeper to give 1 kg of pulses, and what he will say? He will ask you which one you want. Whether you want tur dal, urad, moong, masur, peas, gram, like that. So many variety of pulses are there. There we have to tell him which one you want. And these pulses are also very rich in protein, no doubt in that. And that's why it is used by the vegetarians. The vegetarians, they regularly consume pulses to compensate the protein requirement. Anyhow, another thing what we see is varieties are there. Already I told tur, urad, moong, masur, like that. So many varieties are there. Then it requires less moisture. That means rainfall, heavy rainfall won't be there. In sales season also, in some places, this plant pulses are grown. Okay. Then dry condition is required. Rainfall is harmful to its growth. Then other way also it is important. As you know, in science and all you might have learned, it is a leguminous crop, and it helps in what? Nitrogen fixation in the soil. That way also it is important, and that's why it is grown. And the major producers, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, Karnataka. That means each one is producing each variety. It is not that Madhya Pradesh is producing all the varieties. No. Each state is producing each variety, and it is being together, it is called as pulses. Okay. That's why we are not discussing about the temperature and rainfall, because it varies from item to item. Okay. Then comes sugar cane. So what is this sugar cane? What is the use? It is used for making sugar. And India is one of the largest producer of sugar cane. Okay, then this sugar cane, it is a crop which is grown in almost all over the country. It is grown almost all over the country. Okay, North India, South India equally it is produced. You know which state is the leading producer of sugar cane in India? It is Uttar Pradesh. Okay, Uttar Pradesh is the leading producer of sugar cane in North India, and Tamil Nadu is the leading producer in South India. Anyhow, so it requires temperature of 21 to 27 degrees centigrade and grows well in hot and humid climate. Okay, so that is one thing. Rainfall between 75 to 100 centimeters. That is also good. This situation is achieved almost all over the country. Then another speciality, manual labors. More people are required for sowing the plant and harvesting, like that. Good number of workers are required for cultivating sugar cane. And finally, Uttar Pradesh, leading producer, followed by Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, like that. So almost all over the country it is produced, and these are some of the major producers of sugar cane. You can see the sugar cane where it is produced: Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. Okay, these are the major producers. Other areas also, say West Bengal, then parts of Orissa and all also it is produced. Even in Rajasthan also some areas it is produced. But I am showing the major producers of sugar cane. Okay. Then comes oil seeds. Again, like pulses, we are having different varieties of oil seeds, and mostly these oil seeds are used for what? Cooking purpose. Correct? Now, if you go to Bihar and you take food from the hotel, it will be prepared with mustard oil. If you go to Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, you will get food prepared with groundnut oil. If you come to Kerala, if you go to Kerala, you will get food prepared with coconut oil. Okay, so the different varieties of edible oils are there, and it is extracted from the oil seeds. So we have so many varieties: groundnut, mustard, and soya bean, castor seed, cotton seed, linseed, like that. So many varieties are there, and all are grown both in, some are grown in Kharif season, some are grown in Rabi season. Okay, then like that, for example, this mustard, it is a Rabi crop, no doubt in that. So like that, it is even cotton seed. Nowadays, cotton seed oil is also very common. Okay, then finally sunflower. Then another thing what we see is India is the largest producer of this oil, edible oil what we say, and oil seed we are producing maximum because so many varieties are there. So naturally we are the leading producer. And groundnut, among them groundnut has more importance, more widely used, and it is a kharif crop grown in the area with the high rainfall and temperature. And finally Andhra Pradesh is the leading producer of groundnut. Okay, then other areas say cotton seed and all. Maharashtra, Gujarat will be the leading, mustard, Punjab is the leading. So like that, every state has its own variety. And coconut oil, coconut in Kerala we find it is more. Okay, then comes tea. Okay, if you see the tea, okay, this tea is called as beverage crop. Okay, what is the meaning of the word beverage? Here, beverage means to drink. Okay, so this crop, tea, and one more is beverage crop is there. What will be that? Coffee. Correct? So tea and coffee, they are called as beverage crop, and it is used for drinking purpose. Now, what are the that climatic conditions and terrain and all are very important for this growth of tea, and we find that this tea grows on the hilly areas. Okay, hilly areas it is cultivated because there should not be any stagnant water. The water should flow immediately. Well drained soil. So hills are better suitable, but top part is not good. Why? Because frost is harmful to it. Okay, so frost should not be there. So if we go at higher altitude, then what will happen? The frost will be a problem. So that's why in the middle part of the hill only most of the tea estates are located. The Nilagiri mountain areas, it is there. Over the Himalayan region, it is there. And the rainfall is required, but not heavy rainfall, light rainfall throughout the year. Why? Because the rainfall will help in producing new leaves. Okay, new leaves will be coming. So uniformly distributed rainfall is important, and cheap and skilled workers. You know, many people are required for plucking the leaf, then drying, then processing. So huge number of skilled and cheap laborers are required, workers are required. And you know, the tea producing states, famous brands are there: Darjeeling tea, Kashmir tea, Nilagiri tea. So like that, so many types, varieties are there. Each area is famous for its tea, and we have producers: West Bengal, then Tamil Nadu, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Meghalaya, Andhra Pradesh, Tripura, and even Jammu Kashmir also producing tea. Okay, and our tea is of high quality. Lot of demands are there in the European country. You can see the tea plantation here, and these are the major producers. Kerala, then parts of Tamil Nadu will also come. I just shown the major producers. Assam tea is very famous. Himachal Pradesh, West Bengal, northern part of West Bengal. When in Kerala and parts of Tamil Nadu, this area, Nilagiri area, covering the states of Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, is also having good number of tea estates. And most of the tea estates were established by the Britishers. And now we are managing it. Okay. Then comes coffee. So this coffee has some speciality. That is, it requires little bit more temperature. The hot climate is required. So generally, it is not seen in North India. So the place where tea is cultivated, coffee is also cultivated. Okay. But the place where tea is there almost everywhere, North India as well as South India. But in case of coffee, it is confined only to South India. In North India, we don't have coffee. Okay, why? Because it requires hot climate. And the Nilagiri area is the only area which is having coffee. Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. These are 3 states. And the best variety also we have, Arabica variety. That variety we are having, and our coffee is being exported, and we are earning foreign money. No doubt in that. Then Karnataka is the leading producer of coffee. No doubt in that. Coorg district of Karnataka, Coorg coffee is famous. Then Tamil Nadu and Kerala are the other states which are producing coffee. And this coffee is actually a fruit, and the seed of that fruit is crushed and we use it for drinking purpose. Okay. Then coffee producing area, already I told, these 3 states, nowhere else. Okay. So that is about the coffee producing area. Okay. So up to today, we'll stop here. Already we'll discuss about many crops: rice, wheat, tea, coffee, and like that, oil seeds, pulses, so many things we'll discuss. Then we learned about the different types of farming. Then we learned about the various cropping seasons, and these things you have to make it in a tabular form so that we can do well in your exam. Okay. So thank you.